It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I was at my local bottle shop a couple of months ago and I came across a beer at the back of a shelf. Digging around in the beer shelf through all of the new stuff, and my eyes literally lit up with excitement. What I think I found here is an older can of Magic Rock Brewing Company's beers. This is Mexican Mole Imperial Stout, 10% ABV. Now, followers of the channel will know that I had a great love affair once upon a time with Magic Rock Brewing Company. They since got bought out by Lion, the company that makes Lion Lager and Lion Stout. And quality has taken a large dip. And I've been very sad about it. Very kind of like, oh, what's happened to Magic Rock? They used to make terrific beers. What I'm hoping for here is an old can of beer. Something that may have been sitting gathering dust for maybe a year, 2 years, maybe 3. It's an Imperial Stout. It's 10% ABV. So it's not going to matter. It's still going to hold on to its quality. It was £5.25 a can. I'm hoping in 2022, I've got a bit of history from I don't know, if I'm lucky, 2017. Without further ado, let's get this can of beer out into a glass and see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. Looking good so far. Have a look at the liquid pouring out of the can. It looks thick and viscous. The beer has created a 2 to 3 finger tan coloured head. It's a jet black beer in the glass. It looks absolutely wonderful. Look at that. Rocking it back and forth. You can see the carbonation chasing the head of the glass. No light bleeding through that black liquid whatsoever. Let's get the aroma then. Oh, it smells good. Smells good. You never know. It might be a relatively new beer. You never know. It might be something that Magic Rock have, you know, kept away from their overlord masters and they've decided to brew this anyway. Lots of roasted malt. Lots of kind of almost like charcoal malts here. Chocolate, coffee, caramel. Big espresso kind of like coffee aromas coming through. Yeah, I could lose myself in this beer. You could come back in 10 minutes time, skipping the video, and I'd still be here standing here getting the aroma on the beer, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. Chocolate, bitter dark chocolate, a little bit of sweet caramel, loads of coffee. Should we dive in? Cheers, everybody. Oh. Oh, Magic Rock, there you are. Where have you been the last couple of years? Oh my goodness me, boom, Stone the Crows. Ho, ho, ho. Chili beer. Yeah. Oof. That's why it's called Mexican Mole. It's got some Mexican chilies in here. Oh, the burn, but it's all intermingled, intertwined with that wonderful roasted malt, that chocolate, that coffee, that caramel, that big, wonderful, wonderful, thick, creamy mouthfeel on the beer. Oof, that chili though, that chili just ticks along. The chili just kind of rolls and rolls. It doesn't overly kind of burn your throat. Oh, but it's there. That's wonderful. That's a Stone the Crows beer. This is a beer from the Magic Rock Brewing Company past. Their great past, their wonderful history of brewing terrific, terrific beer. I'm a little bit sad all at the same time because unless they carry on brewing this beer, we may never see this quality again from Magic Rock. The chili is just making me smile. But it's the roasted malt as well. It's so complex. It's so I need to kind of really just calm down now and break this down for you. I went to Poland about 7 or 8 years ago where they were roasting malt. So a bit like coffee, they roast. If you see a coffee bean before it's been roasted, it's green. They'll roast your coffee bean. We all know it's kind of like a dark brown colour. It's been roasted. Same can be said for malt. You get lovely light malts that taste of kind of sweet candy sometimes. Little maybe toffee notes coming through. Very sweet. But if you try some roasted malt, it'll give you flavours of chocolate and coffee and caramel. And that's exactly what's going on with this beer here. You're getting that roasted malt. But when I was in Poland, they were doing it the old-fashioned way. They were roasting the malt over flame. It was a really, really lovely experience to see this old roasting machine in use. It was like charcoals. They were kind of passing the malt over charcoals. And it was turning it into kind of a light malt into a dark malt. It was just wonderful. A wonderful thing to see. And the Polish brewers, they were all in like typical brewer's dress from back in the day. You know, that slightly German, authentic brewing aprons and hats and long gloves so they didn't burn themselves. It was an amazing experience. But you're getting that kind of, that feel for the roasted malt in this beer. But I think the star of the show here is the chili. I've had many chili beers. I've had many chili beers that have completely kind of like made me go, whoa, there's too much chili in this beer. But this beer has been done right. I am loving the warming. The warming starts in your throat and it just keeps building and building and building in your throat. But I think, essentially, and I got to make this point valid, and you're either going to buy this beer or not by now, whether I say this or not. But I think you've got to be a fan of chili. If you're a fan of chili, then I think you buy this beer. If you're not a fan of chili, then don't bother, because I think you won't enjoy the warming. It's not a whiskey warming. It's not an alcohol warming. It's not a rum warming in the throat. It's definitely chili. It's definitely a bit of a burn in the throat. I've done all sorts of chili challenges on the channel, and I eat hot curries all of the time, and I'm always kind of, I can't walk past a Korean or a Vietnamese restaurant without walking in and buying their crazy hot noodles. I love that sort of stuff. So I'm okay with chili. I actually love this beer. But I think, yeah, it all depends on the chili lover. If you're a chili lover, yeah, buy it. If you're not a chili lover, yeah, don't bother. I think I could stand here drinking this all day long. I won't though, because I'll end up boring you. Suitable for vegans, brewed in Canada and the UK, brewed with chilies, vanilla, cacao nibs, I should say, pumpkin seeds, and contains barley, oats, rye. I want to say at this stage, the vanilla might have been massively obvious to a lot of people, but it's almost like I'm vanilla blind. It's the one flavour in beer that I struggle to pick up unless I read it on the back of a can. Now I've read that there's vanilla in this beer, it's so blinking obvious. But yeah, it must be. Some people are colourblind. Some people, they have other kind of deficiencies. Mine is probably that I struggle to pick out cinnamon and vanilla in beers. For whatever reason, cinnamon and vanilla, I always struggle with. And then when I read it on the side of the can, it's like, bang, light bulb moment. There it is. Yes, of course. Okay, I'm ready to rate this one. I'm going to rate this. It is, it's terrific. It is just terrific. It's got a fantastic, creamy, rich mouthfeel with loads of roasted malt. There is flavours of vanilla in the beer, but above all else, it's got a wild kick of chili. It's 10% ABV. The alcohol by volume is hidden really, really well. This is, without a doubt, Magic Rock at their best. This is Magic Rock from years ago, when people used to Instagram Magic Rock beers and they used to talk about Magic Rock, and they were gold dust. Magic Rock are currently up for sale, along with a London brewery, 4 Pure Brewing Company, that are owned by the same Lion Stout, whoever owns Lion Stout, own Magic Rock and 4 Pure Brewing Company. The breweries have just been put up for sale over the last few months. I hope, and this is a message to the potential buyers of Magic Rock and 4 Pure, I hope that the people who buy Magic Rock and 4 Pure return these fabulous brands and these fabulous companies back to their former glory. They deserve it. They were early pioneers of the craft beer revolution in the UK. And it just shows, even under current ownership, unless of course this is a dusty old can from the back of the beer shop, that they can still do it. This company can still produce great beer, if they're allowed to, by the accountants. I'm going to rate this DeMole Mexican Mole Imperial Stout It's thick and rich and viscous, and it's exactly what I want from a Russian Imperial Stout. There's roasted malts galore, there's vanilla, which I needed to be told about, and it's just lovely. There's a little bit of carbonation pushing the beer on the inside of the mouth. But above all else, it's that fantastic chili burn that just helps this beer along. It's a Stone the Crows, I can't believe I'm saying this in 2022, but it's a Stone the Crows Magic Rock 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.